When you accomplish the big thing, you're supposed to feel happy. But I realized I hadn't built happiness. I had built a distraction.
We have to be willing to go through hardship, through suffering, through pain, through crying periods. All of that stuff, don't shy away from any of that because it just makes you stronger.
You have to believe on some level that you can hit it, and you also have to believe even more that you will die trying. And I think that your commitment has to be to the effort that you're willing to put forth and completely divorced of the outcome.
You get to decide if I'm gonna be rich, poor, mediocre, plentiful, happy, sad. You have a decision to make.
When you're working towards something like that and you're like, all I care about is that I gave my all. I did everything I could. And then whether I win or lose, I don't care. Sounds beautiful, but does it?
And one time somebody told me that if a bird lands on a branch, does the bird trust the branch or does it trust its wings? I've seen many birds land on branches, but what I've never seen is the branch break and the bird fall and die.
Yes, exactly.
Every major decision, my life happened before I felt like I was ready. Every major decision that I made in my life, it happened before I felt ready.
You're basically saying the best way to improve your life, to feel good about who you are and to find purpose, meaning, and fulfillment is to find ways to give back. So
it's highly doable, but you first have to think it. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is here. I'm no better than none of y'all.
You have to have goals outside of your comfort zone that will challenge you, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. And you got to have a mentor who's experienced, who's been there, done that.
I would say life itself is a process of dealing with problems or upgrading our problems from really bad problems to slightly better problems. Therefore, you could say that the quality of our lives very much hinges on our ability to manage problems.
But if you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
You know, some story that makes it impossible to succeed. If you change the story, you can get a strategy that works. But the order people work on is strategy. Rarely pay attention to story, but the one before that is where we need to start. It's your state. It's your mental, emotional state. So your story changes with your state, right? Your story about your life. It could be one day it's horrible, the next day, well, life's a gift. So the most important thing to do is change your state first. That's why most people fail to achieve what they want. They have not become masters in their own mental, emotional state.
People say, if I make more money, I'll feel confident. If I accomplish this big thing, I'll finally feel worthy. If people respect me, then I'll finally respect myself. But that's not how it works. You cannot achieve your way out of emotional emptiness.
You have to expect it to be the best year of your life. You have to live your life with the expectation that great things are coming your way. And that's how it works.
Success is a strange thing. Presumably we want success because we think a more successful life will bring us more happiness, meaning, and fulfillment. Here's the problem. We sacrifice the thing we want, happiness, for the thing which is supposed to get it, success. Failure can make you miserable, but I'm not sure success will make you happy.
You know, I found a lot of comfort once I realized that my goal really is to be the best player I can be. And then what that means helping my teammates be the best players that they can be. And once I figured that out, then my game went to another level.
Should not forget that when you start out, you don't have much to give back. So you first have to build yourself. And it became clear to me that the more I build myself and the bigger I become, the more I can give back.
This belongs to you. This is yours. You're the captain, you're the master, you're the foreman, you're the general, you're the head. Don't give control of this to nobody.
But if you have any self-doubt, or you're relying too much on external factors that keep you motivated, you don't have the right fire in the tank, don't even try it, guys. You're wasting your time because you'll never make it across the finish line. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna feel like a failure for it. Another failure on the bad list, you know? Another one.
I think it sounds great in principle to say, detach yourself from the outcome, just focus on the process, all the rest of it. And that might be a useful thinking tool. But practically, when it comes down to, can I grow some corn out of this strategy? I'm yet to see anybody.
It just shows you have to do it yourself sometimes, because not everyone's going to believe in you.
Certainly not. Certainly not. And what you'll see is, once you start doing it, and now people want to come and jump in, but I'm like, you kind of forced us to go about this ourselves. So I think we're just going to build it from the ground up ourselves. But
the transformation portion is 10 times, 100 times harder than actually being in shape and staying in shape. Maintaining an in-shape state is simple, guys. It's transforming it so hard that makes the transformed state of being in shape so desirable in society. Because it's so hard to transform.
So that state of certainty, that state of passion, that state of conviction, that state of absolute determination, right? That state that every great athlete has, that state any great leader has, any great business person has. If you have that state, it will change your story, and it'll change what you're able to do strategy-wise.
So no matter what's said, be it positive or be it negative, when you have the point of view that no matter what is said, it's going to do nothing but fuel my passion, then you really, there's nothing anybody can say that's really going to take you backwards. You know what I mean? Because you just use it all.
What am I supposed to do? Your state will determine it. So if you're fearful, ego state's a loss. You're gonna justify. If you're more aggressive and there's something you really want, you're gonna, it's like, I gotta make this thing happen, right? It's a different piece. So you pick your beliefs based on your state unconsciously. So state is the controlling factor in everything.
The secret of the age is that you have the power to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Don't underestimate yourself. You don't know enough about yourself to become a cynic. And so you've got to challenge yourself to access that power that you have within you. You're more than a conqueror.
Isn't it poetically ironic that the thing you walked away from was the thing that you needed to give you structure after you'd walked away from it? The gym was the thing that I left behind. And when I worked out what it was that I needed to do in order to get myself at least back in a good state of mind, it was go back to the gym again.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali said, I'm the greatest, but he never won a championship without Angelo Dundee. And Michael Jordan never won a championship without Phil Jackson. So you've got to have someone that can see something in you that you can't see, that can take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself.
You will never feel totally prepared. You will never have the perfect game plan. You will never reach a moment where fear disappears. Fear is not a sign you shouldn't move forward. Let me repeat that. Fear is not a sign that you shouldn't move forward. Fear is the invitation to move forward.
I'm sure you've seen an athlete, a basketball player in the NBA about to shoot a free throw, a kicker in the NFL, and they go jogging out there and you look at them and you go, they're gonna miss it. And sure enough, they do. Everyone's had that experience. How did they know? They saw the lack of certainty in their body, right? And so when you try to get yourself to do something you've never done before, it produces that kind of uncertainty.
Being lost is an opportunity to stop and slow down and reflect where you truly want to go. And that's what I'm trying to use that for right now, and being like, oh, it's time to do this, that. It's like, people are like, what are you going to do next? I'm like, right now, nothing. I'm not adding anything to my life because I'm trying to figure out what that is, and it's okay to be lost right now. Telling myself it's okay to be lost right now. Dear Christopher.
Or diseases that are not curable that your money won't be able to fix. There are relationships that break up that you can't buy back. When loved ones die, there's nothing you can do. So there's certain things in this life that only an absolute steadiness in yourself in the face of whatever life has to offer. That's the only thing that can make this place bearable.
Success will not fix your sense of self-worth. You can chase achievement, money, recognition, followers, status, all those things. But if you don't feel whole within yourself, nothing you accomplish will make you feel like you are enough. I've been there, I've tried all of it. It didn't work for me.
A certain amount of pain is actually good for us. The same way, like, if you never exercise your muscles, if you never stress your muscles, if you never, like, get out and run or pick up something heavy, your body deteriorates and it begins to fall apart. But at the same time, if you like go try to pick up 500 pounds on your first day in the gym, you're going to completely destroy yourself.
Yes, if you want to achieve something great, you are going to have to work very hard and you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You may even need to be obsessed. If you're living an entirely balanced life where you're home at 5 o'clock and you're always at dinner and all, it's like you're making it very difficult to achieve something extraordinary. That extraordinary thing is going to require an extraordinary commitment.
Once you're comfortable in your wings, the branch can be weak or strong. When you get a strong branch, it's great. When you get a weak branch, that's cool. It's another lesson. You'll find another one. But there's a certain stability in yourself that you trust yourself that you can handle whatever comes that is above any kind of false material safety comfort, because it's not real.
By that time, I was really, really good at taking negative things and just refocusing them, right? So it didn't linger, I used those things to help me get up at 4 a.m. and hit the track and then hit the weights and then get the shots. Like I used that as a source of motivation for me.
If you guys mentally believe you can do it, your body will find a way to make it happen for you. If you guys have any doubt, it's too hard. Seriously, guys, if you guys have any doubt you guys can't win this war, don't even try it. Because it's gonna take everything you have to do it. And once you do that transformation, guys, the golden egg lasts forever. You will never lose it, I promise you that.
But one thing I know for sure, I can help anyone to go and be a little bit better.
Right.
And I think that's what we want to ask. We cannot ask everyone to be a genius. Let's ask everyone to be the world's strongest man and all this stuff, but to be better. Because when you're better, when you get better, then you feel good. When we improve, we feel good. When we have accomplished something, we feel good. And that then rubs off on everything.
And failure isn't a sign you're not enough. Failure is the proof that you're evolving. This is a big key. When you fail or have a failure at something, it doesn't mean you are a failure. It actually means you are a success because you're putting in the work. You're making mistakes. That's where the lessons come from. That's where wisdom comes from. And you're evolving. That is a success.
His experience in the area where he was and being in prison because of his philosophy of life didn't make him bitter. You know, we've all heard the saying, things in life will make you bitter or they'll make you better. And he became better. He did even more profound work while he was incarcerated before he ultimately died.
That as you approach a thing that you want, let's say it's a tree that's on the horizon that you know has some fruit in that you need to bring back. As you run toward the tree and the tree slowly grows and grows and grows and grows and grows on the horizon, you get closer and closer and closer, you feel reward because it motivates you to keep going, or else you go, it's still so far away. I can't be bothered. So, but if the tree was not there, or if you didn't know where the tree was, running towards it's way harder.
Look, we all have to deal with pain, hardship, loss, and just, day-to-day throughout our lives. And while our first impulse is to avoid all the to get away from our problems, the fact of the matter is there is no such thing as a life without problems. There is no such thing as just being happy and go lucky and everything working out for the best all the time. If you're gonna make it through this life, you have to deal with problems.
When you want to achieve the highest goal of all time, you are going to have to learn how to get your ass kicked all the way up that damn mountain. And then when you get up the mountain, the oxygen up there is very thin. It's hard to breathe. So it's not a lot of fun up there either. So all the way, if you want to be successful, you got the bottom that sucks, the middle is extremely hard, and the top, it sucks worse.
Success only amplifies who you already are. It does not replace what you refuse to face. So if you feel like you're insecure inside, so you need to go chase more accomplishment, more followers, more fame, more money, you're gonna amplify that insecurity the more you have it. Most people chase goals because they believe the finish line will finally secure and silence their insecurities.
I talk to my kids about hard work and stuff and say, honey, you can either be the lion or you can be the gazelle. Nature needs both. Right? So you got to have hardworking people. You have to have lazy people. It's the balance of all things, right? So I'd much rather you be the lion. If you want to be the gazelle, honey, be the fastest gazelle in the world, you know?
I think there needs to be nuance in the fact that all work is different. Every individual is clearly different and it is wired to find the fulfillment in different ways. So work-life balance in and of itself is a pretty ridiculous concept. To think that there is a balance, there really must be, as you kind of described, a subjective balance where there's a balance for Steve. And as long as I don't fall in sacrifice, social connection, isolation, and all the other things, then I'm balanced. My balance could, look much different from yours.
You can only row your boat in one direction. Are you rowing the Steven boat towards Steven today? Are you going to row it towards your girlfriend? Well, you're going to have to do a lot of rowing in a lot of different directions. It's just knowing that you're making a conscious choice and doing that with that understanding and appreciation, I think is really important. But all of this is to put the lie to the idea that anybody is living a balanced life on a minute-to-minute, hour-to-hour, day-to-day basis.
So if you're at a place in your life and you ain't happy with it, you have to change some things. But you have to make a conscientious decision that you're going to change. And it's not dependent on anybody else. It don't matter what your mama think. It don't matter what your coworkers think. It don't matter what your siblings think. It don't matter what your children think. It don't matter. They have nothing to do with it.
What's gonna happen? That guy's gonna pull you into the gym, drag your ass through the workout, even though you didn't want to. And by expending that energy at a tired state, you're gonna come out of the gym with a sense of pride, relief, more found energy, like, wow, man, that felt good. Now you're gonna go back into your problems that you didn't want to go to the gym because they're overwhelming, and you're gonna look at them differently. Now all of a sudden you're gonna see the problems with solutions because your mind's in it. You're thinking smarter. You're thinking more of the glass half full instead of half empty. And you're gonna find remedies and solutions to those fucking problems.
We need to get stronger. We need to get ballsier. We need to get tougher. We need to not be afraid of failure. We got to go into the work. We got to face adversity. Adversity breeds character. There's strength and fighting and resistance. It does not only make the muscle grow, but it makes also your head grow.
When I was 300 pounds, people think, oh, you really thought you could be a Navy SEAL? No. I think I was gonna lose the weight. But what it was how I was able to get over all the failure and all the embarrassment of failing was I told myself, you are gonna have to learn how to get up extremely fast because you are gonna have a million setbacks on this journey. And that's how I literally taught myself how to fail first.
They say that we're kind of optimizing our way away from comfort in every sense of the word. We're like, we live in these sort of room temperature rooms where we can go on a piece of glass and get someone to bring us our food in a metal car right to our doorstep. And in fact, discomfort and pressure is where our growth, our health, and all of these things, our fulfillment in many cases comes from.
Sometimes what you're good at is different than what you like. So I love making music. I love being on stage, but I'm actually better as an actor. And I had to make the choice to go with what I was better at. And I tried to mix the music in there, but the real turning point for me was realizing that my greatest skill set was acting, and I chose to master that above all things in my career.
Everybody's afraid of failure. It's embarrassing as shit. So how do you think I became successful when I failed every day of my life until I succeeded, which took a long time? The first thing I did was all of you in this room want to be successful as hell. But the journey to success comes with a lot of what? Failure. So why the don't you teach yourself, like I taught myself, is how to fail?
So if I stayed on that path, it might not be lost, but I'm not discovering anything else. And at least in being lost, you might discover something new that's better or different, but still good. Better is a subjective word, I guess. Nothing will be like the Olympia, but things will be incredible in my life. And I would say actively, like I said, the gym has been like the thing for me of when I'm lost, it's always there. So having a constant in your life, having something within your control when things feel out of control to just go do, just to give you that little postural upkeep, I think is so crucial. And
but there's a humility in determining what it is that the wretched creature that you are can actually manage. Aim low. And I don't mean don't aim, and I don't mean don't aim up, but you have to accept the fact that you can set yourself a goal that you can attain, and there's not going to be much glory in it to begin with. Because if you're not in very good shape, the goal that you could attain tomorrow isn't very glorious. But it's a hell of a lot better than nothing, and it beats the hell out of bitterness, and it's way better than blaming someone else. It's way less dangerous, and you could do it.
If you want to be successful, you have to change this. This has to change. Listen to me. It's not what makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. See, but you got to change, though. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. Everything I put on my vision board, I get. Everything. Now, you have to understand something. It's not going to come when you want it to come. It comes at an appointed time. That's the trick. But the appointed time is what throws people off. Because when you ask God for something, he sends it, he ships it immediately. Soon as you ask him something, you really believe he'll do it, he boxes it up and he ships it to you immediately. The problem with the package is he never gives you the date that the package is going to arrive. He doesn't do that.
And so besides the rules that you believe other people have on your life that you think you're breaking, that is all made up because they don't really care that much, because no one really cares that much about anyone besides themselves. It's all make-believe. And I think that when you get as specific as humanly possible, but like, oh, I don't want to post this content. What? Because you're afraid that some unnamed account or some named account will write words on a screen that you'll read that will make your feelings go away. Like that is what will stop you from achieving your goal. Having a stranger tell you to f off because you reached out is the reason. That's it.
I think not everybody has that exact belief, but the idea that maybe I'm not enough for this level that I'm going to, or the level I want to go to in my life, whether it's, they might be great in business, but they're not doing great in their relationship, or they're great in a relationship, but they're not good with their kids. They're good with the kids, but their body's not where they want to be. They got all the money, but not the body, right? And so I think most people bump up against that fear that something in me is not enough. And the deeper fear is that if I'm not enough, I won't be loved. Mm-hmm. And so it's an unconscious fear. So most people push it aside by focusing on what they're good at and not taking care of those other things till they bite them, the relationship, the body, whatever it is.
It's from Marcus Aurelius. He said, "What are you so afraid of losing when nothing in this world belongs to you?" And so it's like we're here on borrowed time to acquire borrowed assets and borrowed resources. And at the end of the game, you're just gonna push your chips to the middle and somebody else is gonna take your chair. That's it, out of coins. And so it's like, we're just in the game. Like we're just here, we're renting, we're leasers, right? None of this is permanent. And so the idea that we'd fear some permanent outcome from an impermanent existence, the longer I've been in the game, the more disgusted I am by that feeling and by someone questioning that.
And that's the metaphor being your body, right? For 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, been sitting on a shelf, just cold, not moving, lethargic, no energy, no motion at all. You put it on that wheel, start spinning, you grab some water, you start to try to move that. It's not moving, man, it's not moving at all. But as you start putting your hands on it, start moving, you start heating it up, heating it up, heating it up. That's your body going to the gym, week after week, week after week, week after week. And all of a sudden it hits the plateau, boom, it starts moving, right? All of a sudden you can start creating something where before you couldn't. And then once you create what you want, you let it dry and cool out, and then bam, it's locked. It's not going anywhere.
We are in a culture that prioritizes comfort and luxury, and it's all about making our lives easier. Ironically, what makes us happy is putting ourselves in difficult situations, not so difficult that they capsize our lives, but difficult enough that we're testing ourselves. And we're grappling with obstacles and we're overcoming them. And on the other side, we feel a boost in self-esteem. We feel more ourselves. We feel more alive. And we experience growth and connection with self and connection with other people. This is the stuff of life.
recognize the absolute infinite nature of what you could do. Consciousness is this crazy gift that literally can do anything. You don't have to go to the job you went to today. You don't have to live where you live now. You don't have to be in the relationship that you're in. You literally can do anything that you choose. It just takes a certain amount of willingness to suffer. But this thing, whatever we are, is a crazy, infinite, magical tool of creation.
In the social construct of balance, you are going to be out of balance. If you're going to feel uncomfortable with that because you have other priorities in your life, then maybe that's not for you. And being out of balance to pursue something great, in my opinion, is perfectly fine. Again, as long as you allow that pendulum to swing back and those other things in your life that are important are nourished and attended to. So it's a very specific thing. It depends on who you are, what stage of life you're in, what you're seeking, and having the self-awareness to understand that you can't be everywhere all the time, and you can't be 100% for all of the things that are important to you in your life in every single day.
Negative thoughts are like weeds. You can't kill weeds. You can hold them down for a minute, but once you stop doing the things to overpower those negative thoughts, because we've been taught to dislike ourselves, that if I said to you, Tom, you can't do this show, you just don't have what it takes. You have a face that only a mother could love, Tom. You can't do this. Then MIT did this study, and somebody else has to come along and say, Tom, don't pay any attention. You can do it, Tom. You can do this. Don't listen to him. You can do this. Listen to me, Linda. You can do this. 17 times to neutralize that one time.
Faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. So if you ask God for $1 million and he tell you, I'm gonna give it to you in March of 2020, you wouldn't need no faith. You'd be talking to people crazy because you know in 2020, I'm finna be a millionaire. But he sent $1 million as soon as you ask for it. But it's going to come at an appointed time. The problem is people stop waiting on the package. Then when he get to you, because he delivers only to Faith Street, when he delivers to you on Faith Street, but you done stepped off of Faith Street, you over here on I don't see how circle. He don't ship there.
I said, hey, I'm testing you today. Now I'm gonna test you tomorrow. Now I'm gonna test you again. I'm gonna let you alone, man. Pray all the you want. Pray. Get on your knees, boy, pray. I'm gonna still kick your ass. Yep. So the more I realize this is my journey, and the more I realize, where's all my friends? They ain't nowhere around. It's you. So you better figure out who the you are on this journey. And those few people many people don't like you, so be it. But you first have to figure out you, because a lot of people die with a lot of untapped potential because they're trying to be somebody that they're not.
My idea, the vision is, well, if you already don't love your job or you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it will just show you that. People are like, well, I want to be rich first, and then I'll do it because I'll be detached from money afterwards, and then blah, blah. Well, if you're in a journey to be Mr. Olympia and you awaken and you're like, I don't care about the outcome. It's like, well, why am I going to suffer through all this and beat on myself every day and keep pushing through all these moments I don't want to if I don't even care about the outcome? Maybe it is a better way to live, to not care about the outcome, but maybe it will lead you to not doing it at all. Which, again, if you're there, you won't care, but it's just different. If you're in a place of your life where you'd rather keep yourself in that box and achieve the things and get the abundance, and you know, it's not really good for me, but I still want to do it because it's fun right now, and then I'll go on the other side and open up beyond that. But when are you ready to do that? Doesn't matter. Like, it's all.
She said, well, when she was doing her deal for the Oprah Winfrey show, she was re-upping her deal. And actually the first contract she made, she said, well, don't pay me up front. Just I want to own a percentage of the show. And so they gave it to her. Now, at the time, there weren't any black women hosting a daytime talk show, right? So it was really new. And she said, you know, Kobe, if they believed that the show was going to be successful, they wouldn't have given me that. They wouldn't have. In their mind, they're thinking, oh, we got to steal. We don't have to pay her. We can take this money and move it over here. This is great. You know, it's going to be a flop or be successful. I don't know. At least we get diversity on TV. It's fine. And all of a sudden it's, we're in trouble.
We shouldn't have given it away. Yeah.
Opened up Pandora's box, right? So now you come back for the next deal and it's like, you gotta have to give me some more ownership.
Yeah.
And you're like, dang it, here. And then ultimately she, came to owning 100% of it.
Because I knew that if I was afraid of failure, I would have never been able to be a Navy SEAL. I would have never been able to get to where I'm at today. So I went through, and I literally at 300 pounds, or 297 to be exact, I sat back and I visualized how this journey is gonna look. In the first several months was nothing but failure. So how am I gonna get up the next morning when I failed the day before? How am I gonna eat this meal when I failed and I got fries and a milkshake again when I was supposed to get grilled chicken and rice? So I went through and I taught myself how to fail. And when you do that, you're able to get up extremely fast and you no longer care about the end result, because you know if I want to be way up here, it's going to take a bunch of small micro failures along the way. But you have to understand that that is part of the process.
So when I decided to launch this book, $100 Million Money Models, the goal was to do $100 million in the weekend. And I made that goal public within the company, so everybody knew. And one of the people on my team said, well, what if we don't hit it? And I remember almost being like disgusted. Like that was like my physical reaction to when that person said that. And I remember just looking at him and I was like, dare greatly. Like, what's the point? Like if we fuck up, we die trying. You know what I mean? Like, so what? But like, we're gonna still fight like hell to try and make it happen. And so the fact that he asked that really just made me think like, what does he think I'm afraid of? If I said, hey guys, we're gonna try and hit 100 million, we hit 80, or we hit 70, whatever. I'm like, okay, boo-hoo. We made a bunch of money. We got a ton of people, books in their hands that can help them. What are we gonna do? We'll try again next year. Like, well, what if people don't take you seriously? I don't think people are gonna not take me seriously, because people will take you as serious as you take yourself. And if you are serious about your goals and your commitment to those goals, people can visibly observe. There is no one that will fault you for daring greatly, period.